But it is what it is. What it is. Oh, Scotty the Barbarian. You know, hopefully. Call me that because I'm barbarian. I know what it is. Don't say shit about my bleach marks. I still like this shirt, so whatever. Fuck off. We'll talk to y'all for a quick second. I got a statement, a idea, a belief, if you will, about how I felt like they need to do this whole little stimulus check quarantine, because I'm pretty sure everybody done seen in the media that your chief in command, your commanding chief, whatever it is, your top gunner, your number one dog, he didn't got it. He didn't caught it. So it's looking kind of real. You know what I'm saying? Coronavirus is getting real. So I've been seeing a lot of things about how Pelosi speaking on that it's looking like a deal might be a little bit more easier to come across. Now, there's also been talks about quarantine as well. Again, as you know, I don't know if people have really been following more than just politics, but there's like more, football players have also been catching the coronavirus. Games have been getting postponed. NBA players, I believe, have been catching them. So it's looking like the shit's getting really deep. It's in the game. The players themselves have been separating themselves from it. In a good ordeal. So the fact that they're catching it, and then you have high-ranking people in the government are catching it, it's pretty much everywhere. So a quarantine is just looking possible. So, and both of these things kind of go hand in hand to me. So that's kind of why I like my idea. I say my idea because I feel like it is the best thing, and it should get moved forward, because that's kind of like it really would help the environment and the economics. Excuse me. Because think about it like this: you give people, just say 1,200. I think it should be more if they are going to do a quarantine because of this situation. But you give people a set amount of money, right? And you give people a set amount of time before you quarantine. I was talking to somebody earlier today. I said a week. You give people just 7 days. I just said a number. 7 days. Sorry, I was chewing something. I bite my lip a lot, so I got to chew shit. 7 days to go and get all the necessities you're going to need for your quarantine period. Say it's a month, right? 2 months, whatever. And in these 7 days, right, if you can get your executive order out and your businesses know about this, then they should be able to already have in play re-inventory. You see what I'm saying? So people, and it's going to be chaos. Obviously, we already know this, but it's going to be needed. And if we already know this and understand this, then it shouldn't be as much of a hassle as people would think it's going to be. Like, oh my God, the end of the world. We got to go get this shit. No, we know we're quarantining. We know you got to go get this stuff. There shouldn't be mayhem. There shouldn't be havoc. We know they're going to re-inventory. We know they're going to do this. There shouldn't be nobody for reasons to people to spaz the fuck out. We already know what's coming. You know what I'm saying? Then you have the money, because they gave you the money, and now you just got to go and get your stuff. So the reason it's good for the economics is because you gave the people the money, and you know they're going to go get this stuff. So you know it's going to go, like it's going to be havoc. Everybody's going to want to go and get tissue and food and water and all this stuff for this period of time. So the companies are going to make this money just right then and there, right? So then the quarantine happens, everything is shut down. Now businesses aren't open, of course, and they're thinking, okay, everybody's losing their money. But then on the flip side, when you come back, now you're gonna have people either still having money, or you can even drop another little smaller stimulus check so people can recoup from that not having working, and the food and all the losses that they have from the stuff that they had to use during the quarantining process. They're gonna go out and buy more stuff. Now, because they used a lot, because of this whole 1 month, month and a half, they're going to have to still buy a lot to get back. So you're still at a kind of like at an economic push in a sense, because they're still going to have to spend that money on what you really want them to spend that money on. You see what I'm saying? So like, it's actually, in my opinion, I think quarantining would be a very good idea, and that's how I think that they should do it, because it wouldn't be bad for the economics, because you have all of these mom and pop shops that are going to be gone. You have all of these other stores and things that are just going to be gone after this, because one, the businesses aren't getting money. They don't have employees. They're not paying employees, and they're not getting any type of revenue stream because nobody's going to their store and paying for anything. So the shops are just going to be closed. So you got the people whose shops are going to be closed, and you got people whose shops are closed and they're going to have any type of revenue after. Any type of income after that. So what are they supposed to do? You see what I'm saying? So now you're setting it up where people can still have that. You see what I'm saying? Now it's going to be kind of, in a sense, bad for fast food businesses and whatnot, but everybody know when the motherfuckers come back, they're gonna get funding because America's fat. Like we don't gotta worry about that. Like this is really for the smaller businesses, those little markets off on the corner that um can get them a little bit of more money before they have to do a quarantine and everything is just bad enough for them to because they just have to shut down. You see what I'm saying? And now they don't have a sense of whatever. I don't know word for like that. I'm sorry. This is just a random man's idea, in my honest and humble opinion. And it could be a bad idea, but as I say always, I'm just gonna say my motherfucking point. But that's what I think I should do. That's what I think they should do. They should drop that. And this doesn't even touch in on the unemployment. What's the name? You know what I'm saying? Because if you do this right, and even with the unemployment, it's even better because if you know that people aren't going to be working and you can give a majority of the people money for that time, then when once again everything opens up, they're going to have money to spend. Because for this month and a half, 2 months, I mean, when you really think about it, nobody should need to have to pay rent because you're quarantining them. You see what I'm saying? You gave them money to do what they need to do, and even if you gave them enough money, or it's not even if, but if you gave them more than enough money to pay their rent and still be able to get their money, then once again you're winning even double because now you don't have to give these the apartments and the housing and the mortgage owners or the mortgage holders and stuff, or not the mortgage holders, but the mortgage companies, these pass these bills for them so they can get extra money because their tenants can't pay their bill because you just gave their tenants money to pay their bills. Just saying. So instead of giving the bills for the businesses to pay their what's the names, they're just humans and they still have to go home and do that stuff too. Just give it to the people, and the people can recoup that money for with the businesses because before they go out, they go give all the money to the businesses, and then the quarantine. The businesses are good during the quarantine. All the businesses are good because you just threw all that money out there for it. Now we're quarantined. The people are good because you gave them the money to have that time to quarantine. And then in that quarantine, we could probably get this whole little situation fixed out. If it is really big, unfortunately, there probably will be people who won't make it through it. But as you see now, there aren't people who are making it through it. So instead of just having this all-out risk of not just multiple deaths, but a horrible economy. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think quarantine will be. I said it the first time. I think they should just quarantine for a whole fucking month and just shut everything down, and then just let if whatever it is pass. But they wanted to open stuff back up. Everybody wanted to go to beaches and water parks and stuff like that. No, no. It wasn't smart. I said it, but whatever. That's what I think they should do. I think they should quarantine and try to nip this stuff at the source. If that's the case, then we wouldn't really even need to try to see and do this whole vaccine thing. So, side note, I am not going to sit here and say that I am happy that Donald Trump got a disease that could kill him, but I am happy that he got a taste of his own medicine. As a human, I hope every human lives as long as they can live. I'm not going to wish death on that man, but I'm not about to get in the way of God's plan. You know what I'm talking about.